Shalom, Kal Halayimla, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, or Konkadash. All praises be to the Most High, Yahweh, in the name of His Son, and our Lord and Savior, Yahushai. Much respect and honor to the brothers that are doing the work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and freedom to do so, and pushing this gospel throughout the four corners of the earth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad, and double honors and respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, coming back at you with another lesson entitled, When He is About to Fill His Belly, He Shall Be in Straits. And those straits is talking about evil times, bad times, judgments. So we're going to go into it that he is talking about the seed of the wicked, Esau, Edom. I'm going to read this article. This article was shared to me by Sister Mayan Barrett. Thank you, Sister, and Barakatah. Bless you. Let's go into the article. It says, prepping for a cyber attack. Cyber Polygon 2021 to stage supply chain attack simulation. Will Cyber Polygon 2021 be as prophetic an event 201 in simulating a pandemic response? Here's the perspective. The World Economic Forum, WEF, the World Economic Forum will stage another cyber attack exercise as it continues to prepare for a potential cyber pandemic that the founder, Klaus Schwab, says will be worse than the current global crisis. And that Klaus Schwab sounds like Amalek, based on his name. And we know who Amalek is. The Ish people. Let's keep going. It says, we'll stage another cyber attack exercise as it continues to prepare for a potential cyber pandemic that founder Klaus Schwab says will be worse than the current global crisis. The SolarWinds hack served as a wake-up call to the supply chain attack vulnerabilities still present in public and private organizations. It served as a warning that the next breach could be exponentially worse and spreading through any device connected to the internet. So this internet is going to come under attack. And we know that the World Wide Web, particularly YouTube, has been used as a platform or a vehicle by which to drive home this truth throughout all the world. So that can help usher in a famine of the hearing of the word, pursuant to Amos 8 and 11. It says, the SolarWinds hack served as a wake-up call to the supply chain attack vulnerabilities still present in public and private organizations. It served as a warning that the next breach could be exponentially worse and spreading through any device connected to the internet. So the way ahead, or the global elites are pushing towards Internet of Things, in which man, beast, and machine will be connected to the World Wide Web, a net or network. And those that are not covered Those that are not covered in this truth are going to be snared by the web, the Internet of Things. Let's read that again. It served as a warning that the next breach could be exponentially worse in spreading through any device connected to the internet. Even the new vehicles are connected and tracked to the internet. You get a status update on Google as to your whereabouts, your location, your travel patterns, so forth and so on. So you're connected to the World Wide Web. It says, following up on last year's Polygon cyber attack exercise, an event that was aimed at preventing a digital pandemic, the World Economic Forum announced that 2021 edition will take place on July the 9th. Wow. Brace yourself for some more BS to occur this summer. These cave beasts cannot rest without working evil upon their beds. Following up on last year's Polygon cyber attack exercise and event aimed at preventing a digital pandemic, the World Economic Forum announced that 2021 edition will take place on July 9th. So I'm not going to read what you see in green, because if I do, they'll take down the video. It's talking about a cyber attack with Crown 19 symptoms or characteristics that would spread faster and farther than any biological you can read for yourself. And this is an assessment by the World Economic Forum. So these algorithms are set up to take down the video when you say certain words. This year, Polygon 2021 will simulate a fictional cyber attack with participants from dozens of countries responding to a targeted supply chain attack on corporate ecosystem in real time. So everything today that we buy or sell is tracked, monitored, and inventoried across the network or the Internet of Things. Even our national defense system, it's all based on an integrated digital network, command and control, and computer network integration system, or C4CI. So everything today is being linked to the beast or plugged in digitally. So the global elites want to integrate every human being onto this network for ultimate total control in order to crown their enterprise a success. Let's keep reading. It says this year, Polygon 2021 will simulate a fictional cyber attack with participants from dozens of countries responding to a targeted supply chain attack on a corporate ecosystem in real time. According to the WEF, Crown 19 was known as an anticipated risk, and so is its digital equivalent. Wow. So this is going to be a mass panic event on a global scale. Wow. What's more, a cyber attack with Crown 19-like characteristics would spread faster and further than any biological virus. Its reproductive rate would be around 10 times greater than that what we experience with Crown 19. So you can read that in the green lettering for yourself, because I can't read it. I'll at least try. It's important to use Crown 19 crisis as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons of cybersecurity community, to draw and improve our unpreparedness for a potential cyber pandemic, like Klaus Schwab. Interesting. Here, we take a look at 3 trends emerging from Cyber Polygon 2020 to uncover what moves the public and private sectors may make in anticipation of a digital pandemic. Wow. An anticipated cyber pandemic. In his welcoming remarks at a Cyber Polygon 2021, WEF founder Klaus Schwab warned about a coming cyber pandemic. That would be worse than the current global crisis. We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole, he said. This sounds like Jacob Trouble, is what it sounds like to me. All hell breaking loose. A total shutdown in the current socio-economic infrastructure. Let's go to Daniel 12. Daniel chapter 12. So what happens when food and water shuts down? Mass panic. Daniel 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Wow. So the archangel Michael, under Yahushua, is going to stand up for the elect of Israel. Let's read this again. Well, this sounds like a total chaotic situation. And the global elite's motto is order out of chaos, or Abdo Abkal. Let's read this again. Founder Klaus Schwab warned about a coming cyber pandemic that would be worse than the global current crisis. We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole, he said. The Crown 19 crisis would be seen in this respect as only a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. And we know that China and North Korea have put great emphasis and focus on cyber warfare over the last 5 or 6 years or so. Russia has already established a very robust cyber attack program. Let's keep going. One moment. Says Klaus Schwab added that it is very important to use the Crown 19 crisis as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons of cybersecurity community to draw and improve our unpreparedness for a potential cyber pandemic. Interesting. As the digital world encroaches on our physical and biological worlds, an effective cyber attack could compromise anything connected to the internet. So the Internet of Things is a two-edged sword. It's beneficial for convenience, but at the same time, it is a snare or a trap to get you integrated into the beast and eventually permanently plugged in by chipping you. Let's read that again. Schwab added, it is important to use Crown 19, its crisis, as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons of cybersecurity community to draw and improve our unpreparedness for a potential cyber pandemic. As the digital world encroaches on our physical and biological worlds, an effective cyber attack would compromise anything connected to the internet, which includes medical devices that keep people alive, the Internet of Things ecosystem of connected devices that run smart homes, cameras, microphones, sensors, etc. So everything that's built upon the internet or the Internet of Things, which is really an extension of the beast. So this technology, if you're sold or if you're overly dependent on it, it can be your downfall. This is why self-sufficiency or self-reliancy is extremely important. Our ability to farm and grow our own food, establish our own communal security, and also neighborhood watch, not being so digitally linked in or dependent upon in technology. How did we do things 50 years ago? We didn't need to be plugged in or integrated into the internet. Absolutely not. So it's a double-edged sword to be overly dependent on the Internet of Things, to become trapped or ensnared to fall prey to this beast system. As the digital world encroaches on our physical and biological worlds, an effective cyber attack would compromise anything connected to the internet, including medical services to keep people alive, the Internet of Things ecosystem of connected devices that run smart homes, cameras, microphones, sensors, the Internet of Bodies, the ecosystem of digitally connected humans. Wow. This is why the men of the Lord keeps talking about the MOTB that Revelations 13 talks about. A true man of the Lord is talking about these things. Connecting machine to humans through the RFID microchip. Wow. That's why everything is transitioning over to a digital currency or the Internet of Things, IoT, the Internet of Bodies ecosystem of digitally connected humans, global financial systems, see, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. So you would be totally financially, economically dependent on this beast, the dragon, Esau Edom's global enterprise. See, global financial systems, energy grids. How many of you can survive without electricity, without air conditioning? See, this is why the Bible says be as pilgrims in those days. See if I can find that. So if you are super dependent on this beast, then you're vulnerable. Or you have to be. One moment. See if I can find it. Okay, here we go. Second Esdras. One moment. Okay, here we go. Second Esdras 16. I'll start reading at verse 39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those days be as pilgrims. Verse 40, O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those days be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise, as he that had no profit by it, and he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein. So this is why the Bible is warning us of the great perils, trial, and tribulation to come. Be as pilgrims in those days. In other words, migratory people, migrants, or nomads. Okay? Can no longer look down on anybody living in a tent. That might happen to us. Being prepared to live on the land, eating fruits and berries, boiling our water, learning how to survive. Wow. Global financial systems, energy grids, water treatment facilities, government IT systems, military and defense infrastructure. So imagine all these luxury items and societal comfort items going away. The grid or the electrical grid being shut down. No purified drinking water or potable water. Wow. Currently, the only way to stop the exponential propagation of Crown 19 like cyber attack threat, according to the World Economic Forum, is to fully disconnect millions of vulnerable devices from one another and from the internet. So this internet may be totally shut down. Wow. And they're projecting this July 9th time frame. Watch this. But a single day without the internet would cost our economies more than $50 billion. And that's before considering economic and societal damage, should these devices be linked to essential services, such as transports or healthcare. Well, these devils just won't stop. Just won't stop. Needless to say, a cyber pandemic would wreak havoc. Needless to say, a cyber pandemic would wreak havoc on nearly all aspects of society. However, the devil is in the details. You got that right. Esau Edom is in the details. He is behind all our pain, suffering, and sorrow. He is the left-hand side of the Most High. Wow. However, the devil is in the details, and the solutions recommended for a cyber pandemic could be far more detrimental to individual liberty than the cyber attack itself. So individual liberties will be compromised or taken away. See, what does this set the conditions for? You have to be chipped, microchipped, and tracked, or you're going to be perceived as a threat, as a terrorist, or as a walking biological warfare threat. You see where this is going? Wow. Create the problem, bring forth the solution. Wow. However, the devil is in the details, and the solutions recommended for a cyber pandemic could be far more detrimental to individual liberty than the cyber attack itself. The central theme of the Cyber Polygon 2020 exercise was digital pandemic, how to prevent a crisis and to reinforce cybersecurity on all levels. See that? So you're not secure if you're not plugged in or digitally linked into the beast through the MOTB. Revelations 13, verse 16 through 18. See that? Wow. Digital pandemic, how to prevent a crisis and to reinforce cybersecurity on all levels. These devils are busy. The goal of last year's Cyber Polygon event was to develop the team's competencies in repelling cyber attacks, engage the management of global organizations and corporations in the cybersecurity dialogue, raise public awareness in cybersecurity. The exercise featured 2 parallel tracks, a live stream for a mass audience and technical training for cybersecurity specialists, and 120 of the largest Russian and international organizations from 29 countries joined the technical training to practice response to a targeted attack aimed at hacking company data and undermining its reputation. While the technical training side of the event was dedicated to responding to a single attack, the conversations from the live stream portions, while the technical training side of the event was dedicated to responding to a single attack, the conversations from the live stream portions provided the most insight for dealing with the potential fallout of the attack, the digital pandemic. And keep in mind, this is on a global scale. Interested. Let's just read this last part and go to the word. It says that governments will inevitably move towards digital identity scheme. See, this got Bible prophecy all over it. This is why the true men of the Lord is talking about this. The Internet of Things and the MOTB, or mark of Esau Edom's global system. Wow. Governments will inevitably move towards digital identity schemes. Speaking at Cyber Polygon 2020, former British Prime Minister Tony Blair stated with confidence that governments are absolutely, inevitably moving in a direction of digital identity adoption. Wow. See? So how can you be a prophet and not be talking about these things? How? How they're planning on integrating society to the digital network or the Internet of Things, the global World Wide Web, which is the Dragon Enterprise under Esau Edom. Wow. Digital ID for me is a very big part of the future. Tony Blair. And Tony Blair is an insider. Wow. Let's go to Revelations 13, verse 16. The book of Revelations, chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So the beast speaks through its policies. So that's how it's speaking. Legislation, decrees, which starts with propaganda or perceived threats. Verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So why are these videos being taken down? Called medical misinformation. Wow. So Tony Blair says, digital ID for me is a very big part of the future. So these are steps that are being put in place in order to preserve and secure white supremacy under Esau Edom. So that man of sin has been revealed, made bare. So now he's trying to tag everyone, make you become a permanent digital slave under the beast system. Digital identity is a major component of the World Economic Forum Great Reset agenda. Let's read that again. Digital identity is a major component of the World Economic Forum Great Reset agenda as it relates to transformative technologies powering the fourth industrial revolution. So this beast system is powering the fourth industrial revolution. So the beast gets its power by the dragon, its global network on the World Wide Web. This is how the other nations are worshiping the image of the beast, being plugged in digitally. Wow. Digital identity is a major component of the World Economic Forum Great Reset agenda as it relates to transformative technologies powering the fourth industrial revolution. A digital identity keeps a record of everything you do online, including what you share on social media, the websites you visit, your smartphone geolocation, and it can house all of the credentials you would normally find in a physical wallet, such as your driver's license, insurance card, and credit cards. Very interesting. So this gives Esau Edom total, absolute dominance and control over your soul if you are plugged in or digitally linked to the beast. Unbelievable. A digital identity keeps record of everything you do online, including what you share on social media, the websites you visit, and your smartphone's geolocation. And it can house all of the credentials you would normally find in a physical wallet, such as your driver's license, insurance card, and credit cards. In his talk, Tony Blair did not make the case for why having a digital identity was actually necessary to prevent a cyber pandemic, but rather that digital identities would be an inevitable part of the digital ecosystem, and so governments should work with technology companies to protect and regulate their use. Digital ID for me is a very big part of the future, said Tony Blair. These devils are busy. Let's go here to Psalms 21, verse 8. So the MOTB is a critical part of end of times or end of days Bible prophecy. You must talk about the MOTB or the mark being plugged into this beast system, which is a global business enterprise with all the nations being integrated. Let's go to Psalms 21, verse 8. Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies, thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. So who are all our enemies? Who is the right hand? This word of truth is the right hand. So we're finding out in these last days, or we have the ability to discern our enemies, which starts with Esau, Edom, followed by the other heathen and Gentile nations that hate us. Let's read that again. Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies, thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger, the Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended evil against thee, they imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform. So they're trying to crown their enterprise a success, a global digital reset, a new world order, novus ordem seclorum, new order of the ages. Let's read that again. So they're going to be destroyed with fire. Psalms 21, verse 9. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. So this is talking about a third of men being slaughtered by fire. The seed of evildoers, the seed of the wicked, the Edomites. Verse 11, for they intended evil against thee, they imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back, when thou shalt make ready thine arrows upon thy strings against the face of them. So nuclear missiles, ICBMs, are going to be shot when they get ready to crown their enterprise a success. Let's go to Proverbs 11 first. Proverbs 11, verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness deliver from death. So none of their wealth and riches they have gotten by injuries, by riches gotten by deceit, is going to save them. Their gold or silver, neither their technology is going to save them in the day of wrath from the fire of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Proverbs 11, verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright shall deliver them, but transgressors shall be taken in their own naughtiness. So the righteous are the elect of Jacob. So they're going to be taken in a moment as a thief in the night. The right hand of the Lord's wrath and fury is going to strike them through with a bow of steel. Nuclear missiles, those are the arrows of the Lord. Proverbs 11, verse 7. When a wicked man dieth, his expectation shall perish, and the hope of the unjust men perish. The righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh in his stead. So Jacob's trouble, the elect sons and daughters of Israel, are going to be delivered. So Esau thinks he's going to be able to crown his global network, the Internet of Things, a success. So he's trying to do what? Fill his belly with an internal kingdom of rulership. Let's go to Job 20, verse 15. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. God shall cast them out of his belly. So all those riches gotten by deceit and all their wickedness, they're digging a pit for themselves. And they're going to give up everything they stole and have gotten by blood money. So Esau built an entire global kingdom on bloodshed. Let's jump down to the key point. Let's go to Job 20, verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. So that spirit of Cain is in Esau, Edom. That's why in Genesis 4, somewhere around verse 14, he says that everyone that find me shall slay me. So they're being found out. They're being found out and exposed. Who is this wicked is talking about right here? It's talking about the working class, the laborers, or the labor force. So this is going to be the Israelites that's leading the charge, that are going to be raised up, that's going to help bring judgment upon the heathen and Gentile nations. So it's talking about the working class, or the labor force. Let's read that again. Job 20, verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So it's going to rain intercontinental ballistic missiles on this man's global empire. The dragon is going to be slain. Job 20, verse 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. So these are missiles that's going to take this man down. And the Spirit of the Lord is going to be guiding these missiles. The Spirit of the Lord's right hand, Yahushua, followed by the angels. Let's go from there to Sirach 27. And we'll close out here. The book of Sirach, chapter 27. Let's start at verse 24. So who does the Most High say that he hate? In Romans 9, verse 13. He says in Romans 9, verse 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So let's read this. Sirach 27, verse 24. I have hated many things, but nothing like him, for the Lord will hate him. Let's read that again. Sirach 27, verse 24. I have hated many things, but nothing like him, for the Lord will hate him. Whosoever casteth a stone on high, casteth it on his own head, and a deceitful stroke shall make wounds. So what is that deceitful stroke? A stroke of the pen, unrighteous decrees, unrighteous laws, riches gotten by deceit. So their tongue is being made like a sword, which is built on false propaganda. Let's get that real quick. Let's go to Psalms 64. See, Psalm 64, verse 3. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares. Privately they say, who shall see them? So the key point is verse 3. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. So they use false propaganda to bring forth unrighteous decrees. A stroke of the, let's get back to that, Sirach 27, verse 24. Sirach 27, verse 25. Whosoever casteth a stone on high, casteth it on his own head, and a deceitful stroke shall make wounds. So everything they're doing unrighteously is going to come back upon them. Their wicked laws, their unrighteous decrees, their false propaganda. So Sirach 27, verse 27. He that worketh mischief, it shall fall upon him, and he shall not know whence it cometh. Now, where else have we read, he shall not know from whence it cometh? Let's go to Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47. So they're going to be devoured by the flame, by fire. Right here. Isaiah 47, verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So this nuclear devastation, a nuclear holocaust, which means a burnt offering, is going to come upon the caveman, and he shall not know from whence it cometh. Let's go back to that. Sirach 27, verse 27. He that worketh mischief, it shall fall upon him, and he shall not know whence it cometh. Mockery and reproach are from the proud, but vengeance as a lion shall lie in wait for them. So that vengeance is Yahushua, the right arm of the Most High. He is the lion that's going to rise from his thicket. Let's go to Jeremiah 4, verse 7. We'll prove that. That's Yahushua. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 7. The lion is come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy city shall be laid waste without an inhabitant. So that destruction is going to start with the 2/3 nation of the house of Saul, followed by Edom, followed by the other nations. So he is that lion. And who else is with that lion, Yahushua? The mighty men of King David, the tabernacle of David. Sirach 27, verse 28. Mockery and reproach are from the proud, but vengeance as a lion shall lie. Excuse me. Mockery and reproach are from the proud, but vengeance as a lion shall lie in wait for them. They that rejoice at the fall of the righteous shall be taken in the snare, and anguish shall consume them before they die. So that anguish is the liquid lake of fire, hot lava here in America. So they're going to be tormented with fire and brimstone from the missiles that are going to rain down on Babylon, or the daughter of Babylon. They that rejoice at the fall of the righteous shall be taken in the snare, and anguish shall consume them before they die. Malice and wrath, even these are abominations, and the sinful man shall have them both. Who is that man of sin, the son of perdition? Esau, Edom. So who's going to be taken in a snare? The daughter of Babylon. So that's talking about the daughter of Babylon that's being ruled over by the children of Edom, the Edomites. See, let's prove that. Let's go to Jeremiah 50, verse 9. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. So these ICBMs are the Lord's arrows, and none shall miss. All shall hit their target and rain upon the daughter of Babylon fire, brimstone, and torment. Jeremiah 51, verse 31. One post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end. Well, this place is going to be taken, like we just read. Sirach 27, verse 29. They that rejoice at the fall of the righteous shall be taken in the snare, and anguish shall consume them before they die. So they're going to be tormented by a consuming fire sent by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. So hopefully this lesson has been edifying. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. When they are about to fill their belly, they're going to be in dire straits. So they're not going to be able to crown their empire or their global enterprise a success. Hopefully this lesson has been edifying. All praises to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakadash, Barakatham. See you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharallah, and abide Babal. Shalom.